YouTube, what's going on? Mike here. Back. It's another week, another day, another dollar. Wanted to keep you guys up to date. What's going on? This month of June, not working as much as I did last month. Have my daughter throughout this month, so I kind of work a little less. You know, family time's important. Also, I wanted to touch on a couple things that's going on in the world right now. I know it's crazy. A lot of people have been speaking up about it, and you know, I'm just gonna put my 2 cents in there, just from the appliance repair field. You know, I want to say, since I've been working as a technician for all these years, I probably only got stopped in my van 3-4 times throughout all my years of working. And one was speeding, I believe. Another one was a tail light or headlight or something like that years ago. But never had a problem, with police officers when it comes to me riding in my van. And I don't know, a lot of you guys can probably relate, but I'm on this Facebook group with a lot, I don't know, the Apprentice group. It's a couple of them, but I'm on this Facebook group, and shout out to TK Cousins. He put the post up, and I saw it initially of a technician. I think it's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and his name is Ernest. So shout out to you, Ernest. Story is crazy because I couldn't believe it's still happening in 2020. But just to sum it all up, I remember the story, and I remember the customer pretty much posted it up for, was just asking a question about what's going on, and he answered a couple of things that I picked up from that post. One, he said he gets stopped 6 to 7 times a year, and they pretty much go through his clipboard, ask him why he has money, asks him, and like he's working, he's getting money from working, he's in his work van, and they call him boy. So when they say that, it's like you already know it's a red flag on what's going on. And this stuff still exists in America to this day. I mean, I experienced it young. I mean, I'm from up north. I'm from Philly, New York and Philly. So, it wasn't really that much. We were all kind of together. Hold on, guys. This is a customer. Mic check, Appliance. Yes, I'm headed that way now. Should be about the next 20 minutes. Well, one wasn't in stock, but I gotta make sure that's what it is. It might be a sensor as well. You never know. All right, thanks. Sorry about that. Sometimes, don't you hate it when, oh, you got the part with you? I'm like, I gotta diagnose it first to see what the part is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So he got, stopped 6 or 7 times a year, with the invoices, and he told the lady that he no longer works at night, and how she worded it was like, there's nothing for me out there at night. I'm like, just think about it. If you guys had to, be careful of, you have to watch out for the police when you're driving, when you're working, in your work vehicle, not doing anything illegal, nothing. And it's like, you have to, you're afraid of, they're supposed to protect and serve. But what I was saying before the phone call, when I came down to Florida is when my last year of high school, I went to Wellington High School, and this is in Palm Beach County. And when I went to that high school, you would see black people sitting at a bench, white people sitting at a bench, Spanish people. It was the weirdest thing to me. And it's like, I just brushed it off because, you still met people that were cool and all that, but it was just kind of weird, And then fast forward a little bit, I went, before I started appliance repair, I sold, I did a lot of jobs, but one of the jobs I did was selling Kirby. If you guys know Kirby vacuums, you got to sell those door to door pretty much. And I was out, and this was, I want to say, a little rural area west of where my high school was, Wellington. And the lady was like, "Are you out here by yourself?" And I wasn't, but she's like, you shouldn't be out here by yourself. It's not safe. I'm like, and this was 2004, 5, so it's just, I don't know. A lot of people might have stories, about, racism or whatever the case may be. Me, I don't have a lot of stories, I guess bad stories with police officers. There's a lot of times I got stopped and they let me off with a warning, and so I will say, I can't say from my experience that I have the worst, experience with a police officer. So, I mean, maybe I just got lucky. I don't know. But back to the story with Ernest, is like, that's if I had to work, in those kind of conditions, I mean, I still would. It's probably better than still working for somebody, but that's tough. That kind of stress that you have to go through every day, it might not make you want to work some days because of that. It doesn't make any sense that we still have to go through this, in 2020. But then again, it's like, it's the same thing I was talking about the other day. It's just that if you teach your kids what or what your parents taught you, and the hate will continue. So I try to tell my daughter, even though through all this that's happening, you have to still look at people as people. And most of my customers here in Palm Beach County, I want to say about 85% of people are white people, or everybody else is, that's just the people that get service contracts, who call in, I can't put my finger on it, but that's majority who I service, and middle class to upper class residential areas. That's, I'm not gonna, say this is black people here and there, but majority, and that's just the truth. I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys. And two, I've been in police officers' homes, plenty of police officers' homes, and never had a problem with any of them. All of them are cool, but then again, it's like you're coming into their home, into their sanctuary, and you're doing them a service, so obviously they would probably treat you nice. But when they put on that badge, that uniform, they might be different people. I don't know. But like I said, you guys probably had similar experiences where, you service officers' homes and no problem, and you don't get a bad. But, I hear stories from other techs that dealt with police officers, and they're bad stories, and they're not, so that left a bad taste in a lot of guys' mouths, like, I don't mess with police just because of how nothing maybe happened to them, but just being around them, hearing how they talk about people, is just, it's ridiculous. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's the Appliance Apprentice group. I feel like on Facebook, where if you have any questions or need help with anything, you can go on there, and there's a lot of texts, there's a lot of us on there, and somebody will answer your question, no problem. So yeah, that he posted the story on there. I read it. I felt really bad. I had to show my wife. I'm like, man, look at, like, you never, obviously we see what's going on, but when it's affecting your industry as well, it hits closer to home. How do I feel about a lot of the things? Whatever has to be done has to be done. My heart goes out to the black business owners. Any small business owners in general that have to rebuild after a lot of stuff. I understand, my heart goes out to you, but also I understand the call. I understand every aspect of it. My personal opinion is just that I don't really have a personal opinion on those. My whole thing is what is going to happen after all of this. After this all dies down, no pros. What's going to happen? Because my whole thing is like, if nothing happens from it, what was the point? But then again, that's just my thoughts. I'm pretty sure everybody has certain thoughts about it, and just want a resolution to what's been going on for the longest time, hundreds of years. So that too, you know. I mean, today is not really a busy day for me. I have about 5 or 6 calls, so I had to really wanted to put up a video about what's going on. I could not say anything, you know, because this is what's going on. I mean, every day I look at my phone, I see something else going on, you know. And I have good friends that are technicians that's pretty much all over the country, but in particular Minneapolis. And he was telling me, you know, when it was in the thick of it, when it first started, he couldn't even get to certain jobs because streets were blocked off and things like that, and you know, people couldn't get serviced. So I understand everything, and I always look to see if it affects our industry or affects my livelihood, because you don't ever want anything to affect your livelihood, even though this whole corona thing has probably affected a lot of people's livelihood. I mean, the unemployment rate has been up, you know. So luckily for us in the appliance repair field, even if you're slow, you have some work. I mean, I would hope you guys have some work coming in, you know. I mean, if you're new, it's a little different, but more people that's home, the more appliances are going to break, the more people are going to use them, the more they're going to nitpick on the smallest issues that they have with their appliance, and it might be nothing, you know. So that's the thing. Yeah, so I didn't want to make this video too long, but wanted to get back with you guys and wanted to share my 2 cents on like I said, the situation that's in America right now. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Just to put it in perspective, I'm a type of person, you know, I'm not religious. I grew up in the church, but as I've grown and started to read and look at, and you know, think for myself, yeah, I'm not religious in any type of way, but you know, I look into a lot of different things. You can kind of call me, like, I don't want to say a conspiracy theorist, but I have an open mind to look at certain things and, you know, formulate my own thoughts from it. I don't particularly believe in a certain thing or this or that, or it's just, you got to keep an open mind to everything, you know. I mean, because like what I just said is, what you believe is what you believe, you know. Everybody's opinion on what they feel is different, you know. A lot of people believe in certain different things, and whatever the case may be. But I just I guess, you know, at the end of the day, me being the type person I am, I didn't feel like I had a responsibility or obligation to make a video like this, but I'm pretty sure people don't mind hearing my opinion about it, you know. It's not like it's necessarily needed. I mean, my channel is about appliance repair and what I do on a daily basis. And sorry for the people who always ask me to put repairs up. I'm not going to put repairs up on this channel. There's too many YouTube videos on specific repairs that you can find, you know. I mean, because that's the thing, any repair that I might put up might not be relevant to, I mean, it might, you know, but at the same time, it's just random. That's why I say follow my Instagram. You can see me diagnose and repair things a lot. Like throughout all this, I really haven't been posting much pictures. I really haven't been online as much. So if you write me a message on Instagram and I might take a day to get back to you, my fault. You know, it's just I'm not on there that much because I really don't want to see a lot of this stuff, because, you know, it's just, sometimes it's angering, and then sometimes you just want to take a step back and just, you know, and have your mind thinking about other things, because at the end of the day, everything is going out there, everything that's going on out there, I mean, each individual we own have our personal issues, our lives we have to deal with as well, on top of everything else that's going on in the world. So, you know, it's just not enough time in the day sometimes, you know. So, but shout out to everybody, TMM, TK, Appliance Bootcamp, everybody, you know, that's out there making content. Appreciate you guys. You know, I don't know if anybody else is speaking on it. I haven't really kept up with a lot of other YouTubes. The last YouTube I think I was on Brandon's TMM Network, Appliance Network's call-in hour. I think that's every Friday, so you can catch that on there. I'm always going to show love to everybody. Appliance Bootcamp, I try to catch the lives when I can, but, you know, I don't know the exact days he does it. You guys might know. But I do go back and rewatch him, because, I mean, any information might be good information. It might not apply to you right then and there, but it might apply to you later, and you might remember that you heard it somewhere. So information is key. YouTube is a big information network. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I learned different things. You know, and also too, I haven't been making videos as much. Like I said before, I have other things I want to do. I have 2 other YouTube channels on 2 other things that I do, so it's just keeping up with that and then doing this. I mean, I have to work every day too, so that's one thing that's not going to change. And yeah, so I'm about to get to this next job. It's actually an LG dryer. So when I called him, he's like, "You got the heater element with you?" I'm like, "No." And I don't even know if it's a heating element. It might need a sensor, thermostat. Who knows what it might, control board. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate everybody, man. I mean, I really, really do. Stay safe out there, especially with all, you know, everything that's going on. I mean, remember, we are needed out here. We're still needed. So, all right, take care, guys.